You're writing a script. You're 6 months in, but you've forgotten if your protagonist is scared of heights in a key scene. Going back to your notes, you find an absolute mess. There's conflicting scribbles, notes, and musings on whether they might be scared of heights, but you don't have time to reread everything you've written so far to find the definitive answer. A series Bible, or story Bible, is more than a pitching tool. It's a way for all writers to organise their writing, no matter the length of the finished script. Hi, welcome to Tongue in Cheek, your happy-go-lucky guide to all things storytelling in this 21st century. This is step 1 of an 8-part series that will hopefully showcase how a story Bible is more than a pitching tool. It's the most important piece of writing you'll ever do outside of writing an actual script. Over the course of 8 episodes, I'll break down each component of a Bible, highlighting different approaches by different productions, teaching you how you can use those tools to make your own Bible. I'll even throw in a free template at the end of the series so you can make your own. Today, we're focusing on what I like to call the basics. If you don't know what a story Bible is, you can read all about it on my website, linked below or here. On the whole, it's a document that's meant to make a producer shower you with money, praise, and the time to write your magnum opus. It's had a few different names and nobody can quite agree on what should go in it. Every story is different, so every Bible is different. But there are some things that are absolutely necessary in each and every Bible. If you're thinking you don't need to worry about a series Bible because you're not writing a series, I'd say stick around anyway. Whether you're writing theatre, a feature, or whatever, storytelling is getting bigger. Being able to consolidate big ideas into a single document, like a Bible, is going to make you better at pitching stories at any scale to anyone. Not to mention the fact that a lot of new writers don't have time to dedicate months to think of nothing but this idea. A good Bible will help you pitch to yourself. Done right, it can be as fun to read as the script itself. So, what do the basics entail? Title. Different writers make their Bible at different times. You might not actually have a title yet, and that's okay. Working titles are welcome here. Just don't leave it blank. You need to give your reader, whether that's you in a few months or a producer imminently, something to go on. Next is medium. This is how your audience is going to experience your story. Is it radio, TV, a series of feature films? As I said before, once upon a time, a Bible was exclusively a series affair because series were exclusively on TV. These days, movie franchises can span 10 films or more. So, putting on paper that you're planning a multimedia mega event will tell a prospective producer that they may need help financing this thing. Then comes genre. This one seems a bit obvious, but it's often the most obvious things that we forget. At this point, you're building a frame in which your story will sit. So large, sweeping details are important here to put your reader in the right mindset. You don't want them expecting a romantic comedy, only to give them blood and guts and gore later on. Now comes the logline. Now loglines are super important. Don't worry, you will probably write this 100 times. Now, if you don't know what a logline is, my favourite is Alien's logline is 7 words, and it puts the reader in the perfect mind space to experience the story. Obviously, it's more than the words. If you see that logline on a bright pink background, it's probably going to get a different reaction than horror. For now, we are focusing on the words. think of a sentence that perfectly encapsulates what your story is about. Don't worry about your protagonist, your antagonist, or anything like that. This is much broader. This is purely vibes and atmosphere, which brings me on to vibes and atmosphere. Your story is unique, or it should be, but it should also be like other things. If we look at the Bible for Stranger Things, for example, you can see the opening pages are brimming with style and atmosphere while still communicating the core basics. The introduction page doesn't mention anything about Will Byers or The Upside Down, but through its references to E.T., Jaws and other 1980s classics, and its visual style, we know what kind of story we're going to be getting when the time comes. Now, let's have a look at some examples. So we know what goes into the basics, and we've seen how the Duffer Brothers approached it when they pitched Stranger Things, but how did other prospective writers approach their Bible basics? Okay, let's look at some examples. My favourite example straight out the gate is Adventure Time. Adventure Time does everything we need it to in the first page before we even turn over and see what comes next. We've got our title, Adventure Time, which also encompasses the genre. Obviously, this is going to be an adventure series. The medium perhaps isn't as clear as it could be, but that's fine because what we've got is a very distinct visual style, which is going to pervade the whole series. And even then, we know this isn't going to be a hard-hitting drama. This is going to be some sort of whimsical cartoon or comic book. So it's great. I love the Adventure Time one. If you get a chance to look through it, it's amazing. And obviously we've got our vibes and our atmosphere. What we don't have is a log line, but again, we don't really need one in this particular instance. Another one that I really love is New Girl. New Girl is spaced quite nicely, but it's very wordy. And in the first couple of paragraphs, we've got everything we need. We don't have the title, but it is called the New Girl pitch document, so I feel like we can get away with that. And it just says, the working title of the show is Chicks and Dicks, but obviously this is in France, so we'll have to change it. This is a modern battle of the sexes, an anti-Sex in the City, or a verse Three's Company. It's the story of a clueless girl moving to an apartment with three single guys. Now we have started to get into character quite quickly there, but it's built to it. By telling us what the show isn't, it gives an idea of what the show is, what the show could be. And again, we know it's not going to be a hard-hitting drama. This is comedy. This is probably a sitcom, because you're not going to call anything else Chicks and Dicks, including New Girl, apparently. Dirk Gently uses a bit more visual flair. We've got Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, the name of the show and the book it's based on. As you can see here, based on the character by Douglas Adams, so we know that this isn't going to be a complete faithful adaptation. Sometimes when you make a Bible, you will already have a production behind you, so this is one of those examples. And then this is great. It's so weird. It just says, "Hi, I'm the series Bible for Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. Read me second. Read the scripts first. Go on. I won't be offended. Did you read them? Oh, great. Did you enjoy them? Tell me your favourite part. That part, that's my favourite too. We're off to a great start. This is great. You're great. Okay, great." And then we go into the table of contents. Love it. We know who the main character is, Dirk Gently. We know the genre, again, is going to be quite light-hearted, quite comedic. This isn't going to be a murder mystery that takes itself too seriously. Our logline does take 2 pages, but I feel like that's okay. It's quite weirdly spaced, and that contributes to it. And also, without too much colour, gives us the vibe, gives us the atmosphere. It's so great. We've then got a few others. We've got Battlestar Galactica. I will give all of these, they're actually already on my website on the first article for this series, so if you want to, you can go and read them there. And then finally we've got Stranger Things ones, which was originally called Montauk. That's fine. And it's great. Okay, so with that out of the way, action time. These videos are more than just something to watch. They're a guide on how you can build something fun, exciting and professional. Once we've gone over each lesson, I will then be setting tasks for you to build your own Bible. And I'll be doing it with you. So if you've got a story in mind that's ready for a Bible, that's great. If you don't, then have a think about your favourite movie, TV show, theatre piece, that kind of thing, or whatever. Pause the video, go have a think, come back when you're ready. Okay, you've got your story in mind. Let's crack on. I'll be making a Bible for my idea for a new series of Doctor Who, so hopefully that'll make things a little easier to digest. So, title. Don't forget, at this point we're not worrying about the visuals, this is just about getting the words down on paper at this point. We will come back to the visuals later on. So, title for me, easy peasy, Doctor Who. Next we've got the medium. Again, easy for me, it's a TV series, so, there we go. Medium will be a TV series. Actually, this version is going to be slightly different, so it's going to be a TV serial with standalone adventures. Okay, next we've got genre. Again, genre for me, it's kind of easy. I'll be doing a science fiction. This is where you put whether it's an adventure, whether it's a science fiction, whether it's a fantasy, and if it's a mixture, just give a brief outline of what that mixture is, just so you've got it for yourself later when you come back to it. Right, the log line. Again, don't worry too much about this at this point. It will change as time goes on. So for me, at the moment, the log line I've got for this series is that all of time and space is a dangerous affair without a guide. So you should start to get some idea of where this version of the story is going to be going. We haven't mentioned character. The show's called Doctor Who, but I haven't even mentioned the Doctor yet. I haven't mentioned the companion, the TARDIS, nothing. This is just about the vibes and the atmosphere. Now, when it comes to vibes and atmosphere in this regard, what we're going to do is we're going to put together a collage of images and things like that. I won't do that here, but when you do yours at this point, this is just where you go to Google Images, you go to Pinterest, you go to wherever, you get an idea of your fonts, your images, your character designs, things like that. We're just going to put all of that in here for now, and then later on we're going to come back to it and we're going to use it to create the visuals of our Bible. And that's about it. And just like that, you've got your content for your first pages or page of your story Bible. Easy peasy, squeeze the lemon. Over the course of the next few weeks, I'll be helping you write character synopses, character bios, and all manner of other bits and bobs that are going to help you find the joy in the mundane of this work, so I can take you from being an amateur writer with dreams to a writer with a beautiful, creative, and professional portfolio of work. If you like the video, I'd be ever so grateful if you could leave a like or subscribe. If you think, wow, this guy's actually pretty cool, I'd love to work with him more, you're in luck. I actually offer a script reading and feedback service. The link is down below, or you can check out any other content I've done on my website and get in contact with me there. And thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.